Hey, I'm Not So Ace Trainer, and here are 5 things that could ruin Pokémon Legends Arceus. Let's get into it. Pokémon Legends Arceus caught everyone by surprise and completely overshadowed the much-awaited Sinnoh remakes. And I understand why. The game looks gorgeous at first glance, and the story possibilities are just amazing and never done before by the Pokémon Company or Game Freak. But there are also some things that could potentially hurt the complete success of the game. Let's take a look at 5 of them. At number 5, we have the frame rate. Now, I don't expect this game to run at 60 FPS on the Switch. That's just not gonna happen. 30 FPS like Breath of the Wild are more than enough for a fantastic experience. But what we've seen in some instances of the trailer is still miles away from a 30 FPS experience. That Chingline's movement scares me quite a lot, and some of the background Pokémon aren't really helping either. With that said, the game is still 1 year away from being released, and I do expect it to come out way more polished than what we've seen so far. At number 4, we have the Pokémon variety. As I've talked about in my video about the Pokémon that won't exist in the timeline of Pokémon Legends Arceus, the Pokémon that we'll have available will not be the same as usual. That, and they might avoid putting in a lot of them to try and focus on their interactions with each other and their habitats. We might have a case of Pokémon Black and White with a very restricted Pokédex, but without the postgame to complement it. I wouldn't completely be opposed to those limitations, given that the ones we do have in the game make sense and are not just thrown in there to fill the body count. At number 3, we have the lack of trainer battles. I don't expect this game to be full of Pokémon trainers as the previous games. The concept of a Pokémon trainer seems to still be in its primitive form, and I think the main focus of this game will be exploration, much like the Crown Tundra. And this can work very well, but they have to really nail the exploration part. If they don't, and the game is just a constant move from point A to point B without a lot of places to get lost in, the lack of battles will no doubt hurt the overall gameplay in a way that might just have people turn on it. At number 2, we have the hand-holding. Please, do not hold our hands all the way through our exploration. No one wants to be reminded where to go or even just taken there out of thin air. People want to move towards an objective only to be lost trying to explore some random place that they found along the way. That's the beauty of an open world game. Give us a map and a quest tracker like Breath of the Wild and just release us into the world. Let us fail time and time again and let us develop our own ways of overcoming those failures. This goes for every Pokémon game going forward. Bring back the grind and the frustration, and you'll also bring back the magic of overcoming our obstacles. At number 1, we have the world itself. It was 2008 and I couldn't wait to play Far Cry 2. I played Far Cry 1 and it was amazing, so Far Cry 2 with a giant world and cool concept would be just like that. Do you know what happened? It was the most boring world I've ever been in. The game wasn't bad, but the world was just boring. I fear that with every open world that I pick up, we need a living, breathing world with each different part interacting with each other. Even more when you're talking about Pokémon. What we saw in Pokémon Sword and Shield were just random Pokémon walking in the wild area. They had no interaction with each other or with their surroundings. We can't have that in a full open world game. If the world feels boring, so will the experience. Everything I've talked about so far could potentially ruin the game, but this one would surely do it. Well, a frame rate below 30 FPS would also do that, but you get what I'm saying. What I mean is that the issues that Game Freak could get away with before get more and more visible as the Pokémon world grows into a more 3D open world. The games were never masterpieces, apart from Art Gold and Soul Silver in my opinion. But you can hide a lot with the art style and 2D that you simply can't when you start opening the world more. That's why the 3D era has so many people complaining. I do also think that the Pokémon fans complain way too much, but sometimes there is a reason for that. Make your open world alive, let it breathe, let us explore, and we'll be happy. This is the end of my list of 5 things that could ruin Pokémon Legends Arceus. There are probably more that could harm the overall experience, but these are the ones that came to mind. What about you? What do you expect from Pokémon Legends Arceus? What are your biggest fears? Let me know in the comments down below. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, the links are all in the description, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one.